Obviously, the Assembly is back in session starting today. We have a lot of work to continue to do in the last final weeks of the session, but we've already had a very productive legislative session. As you know, we passed our third on-time balanced budget, which is the first time in 30 years that we've had consecutive on-time budgets. Made a huge difference in terms of our credit rating and what that meant for the cost of financing government on a day-to-day basis. We did all of this without passing any new taxes in addition to that which the voters did themselves. It was a session that so far has already allowed for us to move forward on implementation of the Affordable Care Act, and no state is further ahead in that process than we are. Our exchange is up and running and ready to go for October pre-enrollment and January enrollment. We passed Medi-Cal expansion, which will add coverage to somewhere between 1.1 and 1.4 million Californians. We passed the Middle Class Scholarship Act, which reduces fees for students by up to 40% for families earning less than $150,000 a year. And we have a couple of main priorities that I'm focusing on, in particular with respect to my own legislative package. One is moving forward on the rainy day fund that we had addressed as we were discussing the budget, making sure that we deal with the cycles of volatility in a way that allow us to build on the fiscal responsibility that we've established over the last couple of years and helping us have that stability into the out year. Passing AB 53, which builds on the success of GoBiz, which has already paid dividends to the state of California, and the success of what we are doing with the restructuring of enterprise zones to create better economic development tools. But AB 53 will have GoBiz establish a ongoing strategic plan that would then come back to the legislature on a regular basis to report and to build from. And then AB 639, the Veterans Housing and Homeless Prevention Act, which will allow for us to repurpose $600 million of previously approved veterans bond money, but will allow us to use it for multifamily and supportive services in a way that has been broadly embraced by the veterans community, by the nonprofit housers, and by service providers throughout the state. So those are some of the specific pieces of my legislative package. But as you know, we have roughly 1,100 bills between the two houses that are still active. We have 441 assembly bills in the Senate. We have 441 Senate bills in the Assembly, 474 Assembly bills as well. And then there are a variety of bills in both houses that are active but not in the other house at that time. So in rough terms, there are about 1,100 vehicles that still are moving their way through the process. So we expect there to be a lot of work in these last several weeks.